Why here in Florida do we have this big criminal justice system that has all these classes, all these probation officers, all these prisons, all these jails, all these judges, all these prosecutors, all these people like me? Since 1993, I've been doing nothing but defending folks that are accused of a crime. Why? What is the purpose in sentencing somebody? A lot of you come to me and you're like, I can do better, and I know you can do better. And a lot of times an arrest is a wake-up call. And a lot of times I call that cured by arrest. You know, you have been cured by arrest. Whatever was going on in your life, some handcuffs and a jail cell, and you're like, really, you'll never see me again. And I believe you. And now we are just friends because you're not getting in any more trouble. Your situation was cured by arrest. However, I just want to tell you folks about a recent case of Ducas Vstate. Now, Ducas was about 20 years old, no prior record, and back in like 2008, he committed some robberies. And now some robberies with a firearm, et cetera, nobody got injured, but they are punishable by life. And just because you're a first offender doesn't mean you ain't gonna get life or what have you. And that's what happened to Ducas in 2010. He had 2 of these robberies. He got life on top of life. When a judge stacks a sentence, we call that consecutive. And so he got consecutive life sentences. He also had a burglary, and they gave him some prison time on the burglary. His case went up on appeal, and they threw out the burglary against Ducas, and Ducas then wanted to be resentenced, which he was resentenced just recently. Obviously, he didn't want life on top of life. There was a situation that happened while his case was pending, while his robberies was pending. Ducas went out and shot at some of the witnesses that were against him on the life robberies, and he was convicted of that too. The issue on appeal was whether they could use the subsequent stuff in his current sentencing for the 2 lives, and they can. And so he got the 2 consecutive lives. Unfortunately, he was 20 years old. Some 20-year-olds, folks, I don't know if you've met them. I don't know if some of you are 20 years old, but the brain is not fully functioning. I think sometimes the juvenile court should be more than just 18 because people make some pretty bad decisions at an early age. And in this case, he's going to be in there for life on top of life. Anyway, one of the issues that came up, which is an important issue, is this notion of rehabilitation, right? Everybody wants to be rehabilitated. Why wouldn't we? We would live much better, all of us, if rehabilitation was a bigger part of a sentencing situation. But in Florida, as in most places, I don't think this will shock you, they don't care about rehabilitation, and it's stated right in the law. So the Florida Supreme Court has said many times that the criminal punishment code embodies the principle that the primary purpose of a sentencing is to punish the offender. Rehabilitation is a desired goal, but subordinate to punishment. So in case y'all were wondering, what's the deal here? Why aren't we helping these folks out? I know there are a lot of good, Christian organizations and others that are helping people out, especially when you give a job to somebody that comes out of prison. That is like life-changing. There's a place off of Park Avenue here in town, the Briar Patch, I believe. They gave my client, got out of prison on a very serious charge, a chance, and he's been working there for 11 years now. And he started out washing the dishes, and then he started prepping the food, and he's a great guy, but he did screw up back in the day. I think Kiki's is a little like that too. Kiki's breakfast joint. Swanky breakfast is a thing now. Did you know that? I mean, I just like the old diners. That's how I grew up, the old diners. But now you can have a fancy breakfast. So Kiki's is kind of one of those places. I think they were bought out by Denny's. But anyway, Kiki's will take somebody out of prison, start them out low, see how they do. So many people will not give somebody that gets out of prison a chance to rehabilitate. So thank you for all those businesses out there that are doing that. This is my little talk for today. Thanks for watching.